in ChongQing, China.
This is the city that shocked ISOSpeed the most during his trip to China. It goes by many names, the most cyberpunk city on earth, the 5D city, the spiciest city. Or maybe you have seen that viral video of a train passing through a building. Welcome to ChongQing, China. Built on mountains and located in the west part of the country. ChongQing is like no other city in the world. In this video, I will be talking to tourists, local, and foreigners who have lived in here for over the decade to get a real sense of what is life like in this futuristic city.
Yes, we feel here like in the future with very high buildings.
是一座有温度的城市，重庆欢迎你哦。
这边的司机他们开的车，大家网友都戏称它为黄色法拉利，开车特别野。
I like to call it San Francisco with less homeless people.
I saw the nightlife. I saw the cyberpunk.
I really liked it. I feel like people just have like a bit more like freedom of expression, I suppose.
We have a term for like Chongqing ladies. We call it the 川渝暴龙.
Well, that is damn right. They look really graceful from outside, you know? Like really.
By the end of this video, you might just as impressed as Speed was. Let's dive in and see what it's really like to live in the future. Thank you guys very much for the time. Can you guys introduce where you guys from and how long you guys been in China?
So we're from England and we're staying in China for 10 days, but we've been in Chongqing for only 2 days.
So how's it like traveling in Chongqing? What is your first impression of Chongqing?
I really liked it. I liked all of the lights because we came like quite late in the evening, so we could already see all the lights. I kind of liked all the levels to it as well. I don't know, like going down different stairs and like all that stuff.
We're always getting lost because we don't know, like we can't tell what level we're on in the street, and there's always so many stairs and things. But yeah, it's really fun to like just wander around.
I think that people like let you do your own thing more, I would say. Like, I don't know, I feel like people just have like a bit more like freedom of expression, I suppose, in some way, like the way they dress and stuff is like more, I don't know.
Yeah, I think people like are less judgmental here and they stay in their own lanes a bit more compared to England. I feel like in England you're being like watched a lot more kind of. So, yeah.
Any favorite spot in Chongqing so far?
We went to the Sichu old town today, the ancient town. It was really nice. I think that's probably my favorite place we've been to so far. Yeah, we really like the food here as well. We had some good spicy hot pot, but the thing is we can't speak Chinese, so we they give you a sheet of what to order, and we had to translate the sheet, and then we ticked all the wrong things, and we ended up with this crazy like hot pot thing. It was insane.
How do you guys feel about Chongqing, the city?
It's very interesting with all the different architecture, like the city, the train going through the buildings, and don't know which floor you're on. That stuff.
It's very confusing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I like the high buildings and just the town. It's nice and cozy.
Anything interesting compared to other Chinese city of Chongqing?
They all seem very friendly, but it's just a bit difficult to understand them. So we don't know what they're saying, but I feel like I get a good vibe for them.
There's a lot of noodles. Yeah, not so much rice and chicken. We like that in Thailand. We came from Thailand, so we will be missing the rice. Or I will.
Is it too spicy for you guys?
Oh yes, yeah. Without spice.
I have no idea what you're saying. Is that, are you guys Russian?
No.
Danmai.
Yes.
There's a lot of people and buildings, a bit like Hong Kong.
Yeah, that's how I feel too, Hong Kong.
Yeah. It's less touristic.
Here is less touristy.
Yeah.
For foreigners,
That's true, yes. It's very touristy for local Chinese.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
We didn't know about that.
The atmosphere of the city is really different at the others in China, and especially here, the street near here. It's really, really nice. We feel here like in the future with very high building, crowded of people.
It's really different from France. Like there's so many people, so many sound, colors, everything. You have to look really high to see like the sky and the top of the buildings.
What's the cons of traveling in Chongqing?
Maybe the people, I would say.
Maybe the mountains.
Oh, the
because
mountain, the fact that it's going up, down, up, down.
If you want to do something by walk, like it's really annoying because you don't know if there is a mountain or not, if you're gonna have to climb or not. So maybe it can be weird.
Do you guys get around Chongqing by walk or you guys take taxi?
By walk,
think, yeah.
and maybe the metro. Also.
I'm Chinese. I got confused with the map a couple times.
Yeah. We've seen
scared of
stuff.
that.
Because the map is like 2Ds, but the city is like 3D or 5D.
That's why we were scared about that there's no flat floor. So we were like, oh my god, this is gonna be weird, but it's exciting.
Okay, last question. Any advice for people who want to travel in Chongqing?
It's one of the prettiest city in China, like to do by night actually. But it's very interesting to try like the biggest city in the world.
Yes. And it's very different as other region in China, especially for the food and other cultural activities.
So spicy.
Yes, but we just tried this. We're not good right now, but it's okay. But no, advice, I would say just download Alipay. Because you can do everything with it, and if you don't have it, you're a bit like stuck.
You need to have Google Translate.
You need to have Alipay because not many places take credit card. We just use Google Translate, but sometimes it translates the words wrong, but it's all right.
Probably just wander around and don't follow a itinerary too much because it's nice to just walk around and get a feel for things.
Yeah.
The moment I step out of the subway station in Chongqing, I was insanely excited. The city hits you with a visual punch, towering skyscrapers above, and just below, local uncles and aunties are selling fresh vegetable in the market. This is everyday life in Chongqing, raw, real, and full of flavor. A lot of people say that traveling in a country where you don't speak the local language can be pretty challenging. And honestly, they are not wrong. But here's the thing, no matter where you're traveling to or moving to, learning even just a little bit of the local language can make your experience a little easier. If you're looking for a great way to start it, I 100% recommend italki. As a language learning platform where you can take one-on-one lessons with a native speaker, the setup is pretty simple. Just filter for the language you want to learn, browse through teacher profiles, and boom, you're ready to book your first lesson. Now I already speak 4 languages, but for this time I want to try something different. That's right, I'm actually learning Ukrainian. The reason is I'm trying to impress my date. So, well, that's the priorities, right? Here I can see the teacher's schedule, checking reviews, and personally, I would prefer someone who speaks fluent English, just to make things easier. Alright, now let's get the race. So, can you teach me how to say you are beautiful?
We have many words to say it. So let's say, ты красива.
Ты красива. Like T, harma.
Ты гарна.
No, I can't do the R, I can't. T, дуже harna. Harna. Okay. If you're just starting out, don't worry about it. You can choose teachers who speak your native language. That way the learning process is less intimidating. With over 30,000 teachers worldwide and options to pay per lesson, no subscription need, it is super flexible. Now click the link in the description to start your language learning journey today. And hey, you can get $5 free when you purchase your first $10 worth credit and using my exclusive promotion code, ADEN. But heads up, the discount is only for the first 50 people. So don't wait for too long. Thank you very much for your time. Can you briefly introduce where you're from and how long you've been in China?
Yeah, my name's Jeff. I'm from Chicago. I've been in China for about 15 years now and in Chongqing for 9 years. Actually, my wife is the owner of this bar. It's called Shots. It's in Chongqing, in Yubei, in the north area.
If you guys are looking for foreign community in Chongqing, welcome to check out the bar, Shots. Why did you decide to move to China and you choose Chongqing to settle down?
Well, to be honest, I lived in Shanghai for many years, and my wife got pregnant with my first daughter, and she has parents who live in Sichuan, which are just north of here, and so it all kind of made sense to move here, and it's been great.
So how's it like living in Chongqing?
Oh, I love it. It's beautiful everywhere you go. There's just mountainous skyscrapers and cities and parks everywhere. It gets really hot in the summer, but I think if you're prepared for it, it's all right. It's like you can pretend you're in a tropical paradise or something. And then the winters are mild, so the weather's not so bad. And the people are friendly. They're really down to earth. There's real people that have a great sense of humor.
You know Chongqing better than a lot of Chinese people. So what kind of characteristic you think Chongqing people has?
They're very blunt. I'll say they're honest, but I think that honestness comes with a frank bluntness, right? They won't beat around the bush. They'll just say, hey, this is this. And you almost think they're yelling at you, but they're not. They like to laugh, and they'll have a good sense of humor, like I said, back and forth. So I think they're a blunt, honest but kind people. I mean, the roads here are crazy. If you just look at, it's almost like a tourist attraction in itself, just looking at these crazy roundabouts that just go for on and on and on and on. And backwards, if you're driving, I drive a car sometimes, and it gets nuts sometimes. If you miss a turn, you've got to go all the way back around, and so because you're on a elevated highway, you can't get off of anywhere.
So, how would you describe Chongqing in a few words?
I would say that it's the the biggest, best city not a lot of people have heard of. I mean, everyone knows New York, Beijing, Shanghai, Tokyo, all that stuff. You never hear of ChongQing coming up as a travel destination, I think, in the West anyways, right? I think it's becoming more popular with Chinese people these days, but I think as Western perspective, when I go back home and I say people, I live in ChongQing, people are like, where? What is that? Is that a real place? Are you like, joking or like, yeah. So, but yeah, it's huge, it's amazing.
Is Chongqing similar to any cities back in the States?
I like to call it San Francisco with less homeless people.
Yeah, because there's a lot of hills.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you tell us a little bit more about Chongqing? Like people who want to come travel, people who want to come live here. Any advice?
Yeah, I mean, traveling's great. There's lots of stuff to keep you interested. There's museums, there's great, beautiful hikes. If you do like hiking, it's a wonderful city for that. Like I said, lots of mountains, bike trails, but I mean, mountains and bikes, it's not for me. I don't like to go up hills on a bike. I think if you know how to use Didi, if you have Alipay and WeChat, everything's going to work out for you. Right? You can translate everything pretty much. Come visit. It's a great place. Come travel. I would say definitely give it a go. Yeah.
I'm super curious. So, like, how do you adapt to the spiciness in the food?
Oh, I just learned how to say no spicy.
Even the wei la is like pretty spicy for most people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. I prefer not to eat it, to be honest. Even if I get hot pot, I just get the middle hot pot. That's just the broth. It's not even spicy at all. It's okay. You can survive.
Do you speak any Chongqing dialect?
I can say yao-de.
Yao-de.
But that's it. That's pretty much it.
Okay, my name is James. I come from Kenya. I've been in Chongqing for the last 9 years. Everything has been going smooth since then. Came here as a student. Now I'm hustling.
How's it like living in Chongqing?
Well, living in Chongqing is always good. I mean, it's not always good, but it's got its ups and downs. One thing, the weather really gets to me because there's no like spring and there's no fall, you know. So I mean, like there is, but it doesn't last too long for you to get to enjoy it. So it really goes from cold to hot real fast. Sometimes you don't know where to wear. You don't know what to wear, you know. You'll be out here wearing a jacket with shorts. But anyway, I love it. I've been here for 9 years, so I love it. I love the ladies.
We have a term for like Chongqing ladies. We call it the 川渝暴龙.
What does that mean?
The dinosaur of Sichuan and Chongqing region.
Well, that is damn right. They look really graceful from outside, you know? Like really, really cute and cuddly. But when you get into a relationship with one of them, wow, it gets really wild. It's a really wild roller coaster. Some of it has to be like cultural related, you know, because where I come from, if you take a shower, you take a shower. You don't need to wash your feet before you go to bed. But I don't know if it's a Chinese thing or it's a Sichuan thing, but you gotta wash your feet before you go to bed.
How's dating like in China, in Chongqing, as someone as a black person?
Well, that is very, very, very difficult.
Difficult? I thought it would be...
Okay, well, I'll say this. You got two types over here. One is if they like or they know much more about black folks, well, they'll fuck with you. If they don't know about black folks and black stuff, and they don't fuck with you at all. Just even having a conversation, especially during the pandemic, that was the worst for a black person in here. But anyway, we passed that. We're good. I usually say this: for you to live here, thick skin, pretty smile. You'll do it.
How would you describe Chongqing? The city, the vibe, the people?
Living here, I will describe Chongqing as a place which is very mountainous. Like walking is a really struggle. Riding a bicycle is a really...
I see not a single bicycle.
Yeah.
For the past week.
People don't do that. People don't fuck with that. I mean, they tried to bring the electric bicycle over here, but it didn't work out very good. That's one. The food is spicy. If you're coming around here, you gotta get prepared. Mountainous, I got spicy, and I got fog.
Foggy?
It's really foggy. It gets really foggy down here. And over here, when it rains from morning all the way to 3 or 4 o'clock in the evening, you know? It's not that kind of rain like it's gonna rain and then you'll say like, I'll wait for it to pass. No, it just rains and rains and rains and rains and rains.
My name is Mike. I lived in ChongQing for 8 years. So the first time I came to ChongQing, I saw the nightlife. I saw the cyberpunk. It is amazing. If you don't come here, you'll never experience anything like it.
Any recommendations for people who want to travel in Chongqing?
So first of all, if you go to ChongQing, you need ChongQing xiaomian, which is our staple. It's a noodle, but it's very spicy, but it's really flavorful. So it's more It's more ma than la, so it's very delicious. The people here are good. Go to Jiafen Bay.
你会说重庆话吗？
要得。你敢啥子？
你对重庆的第一印象是什么？
它这边是一个山城，我们要走很多的楼梯，到处上到处下，就是对于体力消耗这一块会要求比较高。
我觉得重庆不适合胖子。
我会减肥的。
可以分享一下你在重庆的一些有意思的经历吗？
比如说我们今天在来福士吃饭，我们吃完饭准备来这个长江索道玩嘛，然后我们从1楼准备打的士去长江索道，结果司机说不要上车，让我们坐电梯去4楼重新打一辆车。我们当时就不懂为什么，他说你从1楼再开车去那个游客中心要绕很多的山路，而且十分堵车。但是呢，如果你坐电梯到4楼再去打车，就直接就到游客中心了，就会方便很多。
本地的司机都这么友好的吗？
这边的司机他们开的车，大家网友都戏称它为黄色法拉利。就是他们的车外表颜色是黄色的，然后他们司机开车是手动挡的，然后开车特别野，在那个山路18弯飙车的感觉，一定要体验一下。
来重庆有什么事情是不能做的吗？
不要相信导航，导航告诉你那条路怎么走，实际上你要上很多楼下很多楼，然后有可能你上去之后导航就变了，本来1公里的路可能变成了2公里3公里这样。如果你本来是打算步行到一个地方的，有可能它会比你预计的这个路程要长很多。对，所以推荐大家就是能打车就打车，不能打车也问一下出租车司机怎么走。出租车司机是比较就是熟悉当地的这个路况的嘛，就是具体你要去哪，你问他，他就算不接你，他也会十分友好的告诉你你应该去哪里打车或者怎么走比较合适。
请问你是重庆人吗？
我是重庆人。
请问你多大了？
今年22。
你会怎么样描述重庆这座城市？
是一座很有温度的城市，就是它不仅有对外的那种，就是很立体的那种形象，它也在一步一步的发展。同时，它的老城区也保留了一些韵味，就会看到一些老人，就他们很惬意的生活在这座城市里面。其实对于外地人来说的话，可以去探索一些老城的地方。对。
来重庆的话，有什么美食或者旅游景点推荐吗？
美食就蹄花，然后还有小面吧，一定要吃那种特别麻辣的小面。
真的是重庆人早上真的都吃辣吗？
差不多，我挺喜欢吃辣的。
就是你们1日3餐都可以吃辣？
可以吃辣，但是看自己的选择吧。也有一些重庆人不太喜欢吃辣。
可以说2句重庆话听一下吗？
重庆欢迎你哦。
你觉得重庆人生活压力大吗？
就还是得看自己吧。如果自己很有目标的话，就会有压力。
你觉得你的生活压力大吗？
我的生活吗？因为我现在还在，就是还没毕业，就马上毕业了，就在逐步感受到自己的压力，因为要租房，然后要完成自己的一些小目标，会逐渐有压力。
那你未来打算留在重庆吗？还是会想去经济更好的地方？
目前打算是先待在重庆。
所以在重庆人心目当中，重庆的经济好吗？
只能说在一步一步的发展。
谢谢你，谢谢。
谢谢你。
Now let's talk about the food. It's really spicy. People say if you ask for non-spicy here, the local might just laugh at you. I think it's a sense of humor though. And it's true, you will notice so many restaurants decorated in red, almost like a warning sign. The city doesn't play around with heat. Chongqing truly comes alive at night. The skylines feel almost unreal, like you are in another reality. Once you are in the city, you can feel the energy. It's packed. People everywhere all the time. Here's my tip. Escape the touristy area and take a walk up into the mountains. You will stumble cozy local coffee shops and hidden restaurants that is way more charming and authentic than those big touristy attractions.